Outsiders, welcome back to the Never Inside Shack. Luke here with Never Inside, and I am here joined by one of my newer friends in life. Kind of became a friend as we started working together a little bit. This is the owner of Bottle Jack Buddy. You guys have seen Bottle Jack Buddy ads all over Never Inside media, and the reason for it is Bottle Jack Buddy is a pretty epic product. So we got Tim here. Him and his brother own the Bottle Jack Buddy, and I figured it'd be a great idea to get him on the show here. Tell us all about the product, how he got the thing going. Just whatever we want to chit chat about, and just wanted to have you on, really. So thanks for coming on, Tim.
Absolutely, thanks for having me on, Luke.
So it's funny because I found the Bottle Jack Buddy. When I started Never Inside the website, I was looking for vendors and unique products to sell, and so I actually just trying to get creative on how to find these products, and I was at the Overland Expo exhibitors list on their website, and I went ahead and started going through all that, found the Bottle Jack Buddy. I decided to shoot you an email, and we've been kind of working together ever since. I've been selling your stuff. So tell me a little bit about you. First off, you and your brother started this thing, right?
Yeah, so it's kind of a funny story. We grew up separately, kind of split household that you hear about. He grew up in Colorado, and he was on the Continental Divide on a trail, and another car got a flat tire. And everything that you read says number one spot to jack it up's the axle. And of course, round little circle going underneath of a tubular axle doesn't work. So he started putting it together, and I've been in business 20 years. It's what I've done my whole life. And I can remember this company as a baby. I think his first year he sold 4. And the first one was actually sold for a 30 rack of beer. One of his buddies that he off-roads with was like, hey man, make me one of those, and I'll buy you a 30 rack. It's kind of funny, but that's awesome. It's humble beginnings. And then he called me and he said, what do you think, man? Do I patent this? Do I trademark it? And I said, dude, you got to do all that. Funny story. You know my website's bottlejackbuddy.net. Mm-hmm. But that's the exact reason. Yeah. He filed trademarks, and immediately pirates came in and bought every web domain that has to do with Bottle Jack Buddy because they saw him file the trademark. And it's been 8 years.
No way.
I still get emails from the guy that bought it. He says he'll sell it to me for $5,000 for a 25-cent web domain.
Wow. That's crazy, man. You know what's funny is I knew that. So I have this addiction of buying website names, domain names. In fact, that's how Never Inside started. It was literally something I said in the middle of a sentence, and I was like, ooh, that'd be a good outdoor company name. So I have some that I try to sell, but it never occurred to me that you got to make sure you lock all those down before you actually go ahead and file everything, because that'll happen.
100%. He had no idea. I mean, my brother.
Who'd have thought?
You don't see it coming. And yeah, so we looked at like the Bottle Jack Buddy, and we ended up going with bottlejackbuddy.net, and it works,
Yeah, it works fine.
But it's crazy. So during the pandemic, him and his family moved to Knoxville, Tennessee. And before that, like I said, he was living in Colorado. And October of 21, he called me and said, Oliver's been diagnosed, his 7-year-old son has been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and
holy shit,
I need help. And I'm like, dude, tell me what you need help with. And he goes, dude, why don't you just take the company for a little while? We'll figure it out and you do it. And I said, okay. And so now we've come to terms where I pay him royalties on what the company makes, and we just, we came up with a good deal that works for both of us. By the way, his son 3 years later, completely functioning. He had to control his diet a little bit differently, but man, he's happy and healthy, and it's just crazy how that situation brought apart 2 brothers. Yeah. You know me pretty well. I'm not the automotive guy. I off-road. I'm not going to call AAA to change a tire, but there's no way that in my repertoire, I would have been the guy to invent it, you know?
Yeah, that's cool though, man. I tell you what, that's how all the good ideas come along, right? It's just it's what did you need that wasn't there?
100%.
And then you find out no one has that, and then bam, you got your idea.
Yeah.
Pretty cool though. So you guys have a couple different versions, and now correct me if I'm wrong. I think you at one point told me that the first version was actually the 4-inch one, right? And that was for the bigger axles.
Correct.
The big one.
Yep, the big one was first. And now it's crazy because the small one, it's like almost 8-to-1, 9-to-1. How many we sell?
Wow, that's yeah. I guess that makes sense. Well, because the majority of vehicles are the smaller axle, right? So
100%. And you know, when people are off-roading, you've done it a lot. Man, I've looked at some of the awesome gear on your website, but you kind of have to be like, hey, if I'm going to go out off-roading, I don't have an unlimited amount of space. What can I bring with me?
Right. Absolutely.
And that 3-inch regular BJ buddy, it actually fits so many standard factory jacks that they don't even have to replace a bottle jack sometimes. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they can just add it to the factory jack and they're good to go.
Right. Yeah, and that's one thing that that I found with mine. I have a 2020 Silverado.
Yep.
And I had to go buy another bottle jack for that. So I can imagine that can be a little bit of a challenge for you guys as far as getting people to buy the new jack and the bottle jack buddy.
It is, but what we've noticed, I get a ton of comments that are like, hey, I had this bottle jack buddy in my garage, or bottle jack in my garage that I don't ever use for anything, and it fit perfect. Hey,
right, yeah.
Most retailers are selling a 12-ton for about $35.
Okay. Yeah, well, they seem to be doing really well, man. I tell you what, when I first took on your product, it was literally the first product that I was working with that wasn't just from a big drop shipper that just has everything that's on everyone's site. You know what I mean? And so it was the first one that I didn't find it anywhere else besides you guys had it on your site, and so I used it as a and anyone that's been following Never Inside from the beginning knows this. I've used it as my like a tool for learning how to do marketing for specific products. So in doing that, I've got so much SEO on my website for Bottle Jack Buddy that I don't even market the thing anymore, and they just sell organically from there.
Right.
But it's really cool. You guys have moved on to Amazon, which don't worry, I'm not taking it personally.
Good.
Amazon, if I were in your shoes, I'd do the same thing, and it sounds like it's working really good for you guys there.
It is. We started with Amazon in October, and it's a beast. I think there's something special to be made with American-made products on Amazon. I really think that sets us apart on there. You know, a lot of people view Amazon as just this monster. I mean, you can click a button and anything is at your door within 24 hours, even where I live, a little bit off the beaten path. But when people find out that we're made in the USA and we're selling on Amazon and we're Prime eligible, click the button, it'll be at your house the next day. I really think that made in America niche on Amazon is starting to become something grand. It's nice on Amazon.
It makes a lot of sense. In fact, I feel like that's kind of the trend for everything right now. And with there's so much madness going on in the world right now, I think that everyone is trying to find ways that the people that are creating things, it seems, are trying to find ways of keeping it made in America. And, the people that are buying things really want to buy things from America because it's just, it's madness right now. And it's ridiculous that we're the ones supporting our, so what some people would call our enemies, we're the ones supporting their economy,
100%. And, that same Overland Expo that you found me at, I was hit by multiple vendors. They were like, hey, dude, I can cut your production cost by 70%. But my brother and I both talked about it, man. I don't need to be a millionaire. I don't need to make tons of money. I've got a cool product. It's selling very well. I think I'm at 1,400 between the three perfect 5-star reviews. Like that's way more important to me than making an extra 4, 5, 6, $10 and having it made in China. Like my manufacturer's got a family too.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's cool. It's cool that you guys have been able to keep that the case. You know, it's, you know, I'm developing some products for myself right now, and I'll be the first to say it's very tempting to go that route because you can make so much more money and be so, you know, but the quality suffers. You know,
does.
and the guy that has his family to feed here suffers. You know, so. It's good stuff, man.
It is. I'll tell you.
So, Overland Expo.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say it makes it even tougher because of the shipping prices within the United States.
Yeah. Well, that makes it hard just having a website too, you know?
It does. But I mean, freight though. Coming from Knoxville.
Oh, I see.
To the shop here, prices are up 1,300% in the past 4 years.
Oh, so you're saying shipping, like for just getting your stock to you,
correct,
is harder and more expensive from within the U.S. than like if you were ordering from China.
100%.
So everything's more expensive.
Everything is. So like,
wow.
What we used to pay for a pallet wouldn't ship a box. The easiest way for me to put that. And so we have to make our shipments so much larger, which requires a lot more capital to the manufacturer, right? Like,
yeah, to make so you're not spending all your money in shipping costs.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
that's rough, man. Well, you guys are doing a good job.
Yeah. So
Overland Expo, you're going. You were just telling me you're locked in. You're going again this year.
Yep, we're all booked in. Overland's they're up to 5, and we are at their biggest expo in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Cool.
Yep.
I'll be there too. I've been sitting here figuring it out. I haven't bought my ticket yet, but it'll be probably in this next week that I'll buy it, and so hopefully I'll be able to hang out at your booth with you, because I did look at trying to do some booth space, and that was long gone.
I'll tell you this: they're sold out within 3 days after re-releasing.
Wow.
It's a niche customer, right? I know you and I worked with the guy that makes those awesome roof racks, the clips. You and I were talking about him from Georgia.
Yeah. Hard Impact Designs.
There you go. But I would say it's a niche customer, and they might not buy it from you at the booth depending on what they are. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I got to ship this here, but it's international, Australia. And these are people that love to off-road. They love to overland. They love to be outside. And after we were named, so 2022, Expedition Portal named the top 5 most innovative items at the Overland Expo. And we were the first to show up on that list. And that took our business to a whole new level. I mean, last year we sold in 45 countries.
45 countries?
45 countries. We do international shipping through eBay.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. So I was thinking you guys didn't ship internationally, so I forgot about eBay.
Yep, the eBay
so
does.
They're ordering that thing all over, huh?
100%. So eBay has us ship it to their fulfillment center, and a customer actually just emailed me back yesterday. He bought one of the big ones, one of the small ones, and a T-shirt, and they just got delivered in Switzerland.
Oh, that's cool, man. It's cool to have your product all over the country, huh?
It is.
All over the world, rather.
Yeah, all over the country and the world. But I would tell you, for my brother, I do everything I can when I get the fun stories to make sure to share them with him, because he invented such a cool product. You know, we've talked about like high lift jacks, and at Overland I get to talk to a lot of these people. But like when a high lift jack goes wrong, it's not a fun story. It's not a pretty picture, you know? And so
I can imagine. Yeah.
people are now coming to me and being like, yo, dude, I saw you here last year. I bought one from you. And I just want you to know this guy was stuck on this rock and I got the bottle jack underneath and we were able to lift the axle and I got him out. Man, he'd been stuck there for, 6 hours before I drove by or whatever that is. I try really hard to share that stuff with my brother. Yeah.
Well, absolutely. It's funny you just shared that because that was going to be one of my next questions is, do you have any stories of someone that actually, found themselves in a pinch and used it? So that's a great one. That's a better one than I would have expected. Actually.
Yeah, that one was good. I will tell you where we're getting tons of stories is the large fifth wheels and the diesel pushers, the big motorhomes. What happens is they get sold these roadside assistance packages, but nobody ever shows up. So they get a flat tire somewhere and they'll be sitting on the side of the road and they've called their free roadside assistance with your, $400,000 RV and nobody shows up. And so having a couple of them that are like, dude, we got a little squatty jack with the 20-ton with your bigger one, and I can change it myself now. And I just force myself to learn because when you get ready to go out with your family on an RV excursion, nobody wants to be trapped in that thing on the side of the road for 4, 6, 8, 10 hours.
Yeah. You don't want to be that dad that didn't figure out how to use the bottle jack, buddy.
100%.
And that's your situation now.
Yeah.
You got some splaining to do.
100%. Mama's mad. The kids are all angry. They bust their tablets back out. It's not fun.
Well, that's cool, man. That's good stuff. So you're getting lots of things like this. Are you? So you actually have a booth at Overland Expo, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're in the indoors.
Cool. Well, I'm definitely gonna be hanging out there with you.
I want you to.
I wanted to mention something about imposters for your product. This is something that's been a topic. You've actually hired me to make videos for you and stuff like that, to try to steer these guys away, and I don't think they're ever going to completely go away, but I wanted to make sure and point this out for anyone that watches this that decides they're going to go get themselves a bottle jack buddy, to make sure they know what to look for and make sure they know they're not going to get a piece of crap that's not the real thing, and so on. So maybe you can explain what these ads are looking like and so on.
So at first they copied us exactly. We actually were weeks away from port. Identical. They would take my brother, right? I love my brother because we always do. But you'll notice the word nifty on my website. This nifty little axle saddle, right? And when I started to see that showing up on other pages, and I'm like, the gall, like they just don't even care. It looks exactly like it. It won't have the Bottle Jack Buddy logo.
They even copy and pasted the words.
And they literally copy and pasted it.
Wow. Now I did the same thing.
Yeah, right. But you called me first. We worked out a deal.
But I had to go ahead.
Right. And I would tell you this: if they're $22 on AliExpress, whatever steel you think you can get for $22, between, you know what I mean? It's really, I think that's driven me further to make sure that I only buy American made and that I will continue to do business here. We've got an awesome release, and I think I'm going to be releasing it with you on your podcast. We're going to be releasing it at the Overland Expo, but it's a product that we've been asked for a ton.
Nice.
And we're finally going to be bringing it to market, and I found a company that will make them right here in the United States. So I'm really excited about bringing that out. We're finalizing the last few details, but
cool.
Yeah.
I think you might have mentioned something about this to me before, but I'll ask you about it off the air. Sounds like you want to keep it under wraps until it's time.
I do.
I don't blame you.
I'm pretty excited about it.
That's cool. That's cool, man. I'm really looking forward to seeing that, for one thing, and having another cool product to sell on my website. That's always awesome.
100%.
I got some new stuff, some stuff I'm actually working on myself these days. I don't know if I told you anything about it, but I'm actually I obviously won't have a booth, and but I might be ready to actually like have this stuff on the site by then. But I'm actually designing my own bed racks, my own line of bed racks. So, maybe we can figure out some kind of attachments for your stuff that you're working on.
I love
for
it.
that, and we can combine them at the show or something.
Yeah, sounds great.
But I'm going through the same thing right now because I'm those things are expensive. Those things, they're not cheap. All the different brands out there, and I want to do them the same way. I want to make them so that I can make some kind of really substantial margin on these things. But realistically, I think I've decided I'm not going to go into specifics of it, but I think I'm actually pushing toward going straight up billet aluminum.
Yep.
Milled out of billet aluminum versus just the cut and bent steel that I was initially looking at. Even though it's going to cost more, but it'll be someone here that's local, machine shop and stuff like that. So I'm trying to go the same route here. Although, the parts involved will not necessarily be from there, but anything made by me will be from America.
100%. You can't. With my product, I can because we make them here. But with anything, I'll tell
Right.
you, and I know the project that you helped me out with is the one that I was alluding to, and you got to see just in
Cool.
a couple of weeks, it's hard to find made in America. It's hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, the screw
For sure.
that you put it together with probably is from another country. I like the billet idea.
Well,
though,
that's the
because of
thing.
The weight
Yeah.
of I was gonna say the weight of the
Go ahead.
billet versus the steel on the bed racks.
Yeah. I'm shooting for top quality, just like you guys. I just want it to be, who cares how much it costs? The funny thing about it is that, all these mall crawlers out here, especially in my part of the country, half these guys never even, their trucks never even see the dirt, but they will spend top dollar to get them looking real purty.
100%.
So
We call the high lift jack that beautiful hood ornament.
there you go.
I've driven your neck of the woods, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at those things and I'm wondering if the person driving knows how to take it off the hood, let alone use it.
Well, absolutely. It's ridiculous in my area. I'll be the first one to say it. People probably think that that's me. The only difference is I actually do have racing stripes going down the side of my truck, as much as I hate it, because I actually get that thing out there, But yeah. But it's funny, man. It was like, I see these guys and they've got their like me. I have a Silverado Trail Boss. They got their Trail Boss, and I actually said this to a guy the other day. He's got all the brand new stuff on it. His paint's still sparkling. Everything's great, and it looks awesome. And you really want to get in that truck and take it off road. But I looked at the guy and I said, "Hey, that Trail Boss, ever seen a trail there, boss?" He had not seen a trail yet. So, yeah, it's like anything else. You want the coolest looking car, you want the coolest looking truck. If you got the money, you just get it, right?
You do.
So,
It's funny at Overland because there's a couple vendors that I've seen some products they're selling $700,000-$800,000 rigs, and there are some people at Overland that are trying to figure out what to spend money on. Right? Like it's there.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's crazy, but it's a great time. The things that I've seen there and the people that I've met there, it really is incredible just to see a bunch of people that really, a lot of them are in the exact same spot that me and my brother are in. You've invented something, you think it's pretty cool, and you want to put it in front of people. And now, we just crossed over 15,000 units between my brother and I since inception of the company. And
Wow.
a bad day is still better than the best first year he ever had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
absolutely. Yeah.
It's fun to talk to people from, for lack of better words, really humble beginnings. And then you look to your right and Rancho's booth is like an acre and a half, right? And I'm in an indoor booth, 10 by 10. And I'm looking at him like, I remember seeing some of these booths and they were like 85 grand for the booth, right? Like, but it's still cool because everybody's there for the same thing, just to have a good time, learn about overlanding. You know, some of the expo training classes they do, how to change a tire, how to do this. It's a fun environment.
Yeah, I'm really excited to go. This will be my first time, so it should be pretty cool, man. I'm excited. And then I'm guessing the camping area is just kind of a big party when it's not the actual expo going on, right? Like at night and stuff.
It is. You know what's crazy though is the exhibitors part have their own separate camping, and then there's other camping that is just like for people that are going to visit. And I will tell you, exhibitor camping, dude, everyone's asleep by like 8:30 because they've been get up before the sun.
That makes sense.
You're setting up your booth, you're rocking and rolling. But I will tell you, I think last year the fire bands were there, but the year before you could. So they have something called VIP camping, which is like over in the back side of Fort Tuttle. And some of those had fire rings, and that was kind of cool. But yeah, everybody, if you want it, there's definitely a lot of people doing that. But some of the exhibitors, man, like it's a long day if you're working your booth all day long.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I can appreciate that. So back in the day, I used to work for a company called Wicked Image. They made aftermarket Harley parts.
Okay.
And I used to do sales for them. So I did. I went to Sturgis for a week doing sales for those guys one time, and I'm gonna guess that was very similar, maybe even a little more crazy. But yeah, the same thing. We were up early, getting everything ready to go, working all day. Granted, I drank beer the whole time, but you are. You're wrapping it up, getting ready for the next day. It sounds like a lot of fun, man. I'm excited to get out there, and I appreciate you letting me come and tag along with you.
That's what I was going to say. Before we get too far, I'll let you know, Bottle Jack Buddy actually got your campsite. Bottle Jack Buddy actually got your campsite. So we've actually paid for you to be with us for the camping event. Yes, sir.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious,
oh,
brother.
Man.
I was going to tell you about it earlier, and I figured, you know what, I'm going to let this go on the podcast. But yeah, so Never Inside's going to actually be camping with Bottle Jack Buddy this year.
Oh man, you just made my day, dude.
Good. You've been
That's super cool, you dude.
Of the company since day one, man. This has been a fantastic partnership between the two of us. So
that's cool, man. I really appreciate that, dude. That means a lot to me.
100%.
It really does.
Good time.
So that's super cool, you man. I'm gonna. I don't even know what to say, honestly. But I appreciate you, dude, and I will definitely be out there. My brother may or may not come with me, so that'd be cool if he makes it. Cool. He's working on his spot, so don't worry about that. But
I was just say it's camping's by the vehicle.
Right. Yeah, we were looking at it actually just yesterday, so he's trying to figure his out. I'm glad we talked first because I was literally thinking about trying to pull the trigger on that yesterday. So, dang, appreciate that, man. I'm gonna let you get going.
Sounds good.
What's that?
I said it doesn't mean I'm not going to put you to work in the booth one day, though.
I'll tell you what, dude. I've done lots of booth work in my day, so I'll do you proud if that's what I got to do.
Sounds great.
I'll take it. But hey, I appreciate you taking the time to come on, man. I'm gonna make sure and get this stuff out, dude. I'm gonna make sure we keep promoting to stay away from the loser imposters. And anything else you want to say before we wrap this thing up?
No, thank you so much for the time and the support since day one. It's been a lot of fun working together. And yeah, these companies that are making these things, it's a little scary. I think that's probably my number one fear is that somebody takes the idea that we had that's so awesome and they make it out of something ridiculous and it fails and somebody gets hurt. That's really what.
Yeah, and then someone just calls it the Bottle Jack Buddy when they're talking about it, right?
100%. So.
Yeah. All right, my brother. Well, I will talk to you soon. Yeah, and outsiders, thank you guys for watching. Go get some more Bottle Jack buddies. Get them for all your friends. Give us a subscribe, a like, a share. Go follow the Bottle Jack Buddy YouTube and all the Instagrams. and or social medias rather. And that's it, you guys. Thanks for watching. Let's Outside.